Hey, today is Monday, December 7th, 2015. Happy Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day if you are in America. Today I want to talk about a new process. I've labeled it Stepwise Intending. So, I've found that I get into situations where the momentum is too strong for me to turn it around in that moment. Basically, like when you're falling out of an airplane, there's no use at that point complaining about not having a parachute. It won't do you any good. You're already at that momentum where it's manifested. Just find a way to enjoy the ride. So, basically, that's what I want to do with this process. Take your intended goal or destination and work backwards into smaller steps so that when you get to each stage or step, you've completed it and it becomes more about little destinations because that's what we're already programmed for, reaching a destination, as opposed to trying to make the journey better, where someone might say, well, you just need to find time, stop, and smell the roses. Well, if you're on a road trip and you need to be somewhere at a certain time, stopping and smelling the roses does not help you. Yeah, it may be nice if you want to smell flowers, but it's not going to help you get there any sooner. It's actually going to detriment you. You're going to take longer and you're going to miss your time frame by even further. Not to say that you won't end up there at a perfect time anyway, but it won't necessarily be the time that you've set. So that could be frustrating. So what we're doing is basing off of Abraham-Hicks's concept of segment intending, but working it in a way where you're taking a final goal or destination and intending each one prior. So, if you want to be at the gym and you're already in the mindset that there's going to be traffic, well, you're already creating that. So, work backwards from that. Bring it closer. Okay, I just want to be able to get into my vehicle, start it up, have no issues, which is still focusing on something going wrong, so maybe even softer than that. I'm going to enjoy getting in the vehicle that I love driving, and I love the sound when it starts, and making sure that the vibration that you're putting out with those thoughts is from a good place and not from a bad place. Basically, working on each segment. Then, taking the fact that you know or that you assume that there will be some traffic on the way, deflect that and work something into it where you say, okay, I want to, while driving, find this thing, and this thing. List out a couple things that you want to see on that trip. So you're focusing on something else slightly, even though you know you're going to be on the road with several other people. It gives you something else to focus on. It's just like playing I Spy on a road trip as a kid. Something your parents would do to take your mind off the fact that you're not where you want to be yet. So set those up, and as you complete those little steps, by the time you know it, you'll be to the next one, and then you're eventually at your goal, but you've broken it down into small pieces and you've avoided that sitting in traffic, complaining, yelling at yourself and others for being late or not getting there fast enough. Basically, turning the journey into the important part, which is what it's all about anyway. But since we're such destination focusers, we're so good at honing in, focusing on a destination, and wanting to be there and be doing that thing at whatever particular time, it becomes hard for us to enjoy the journey and appreciate the journey. And so hopefully this process will get more of us to that point.